you don't need them right there anymore. Now that your camera's off, so just take it so you don't feel like you look, okay?
I'll get back.
Okay, guys, we are live.
Good afternoon, everyone, or good evening, or depends how you look at it. Welcome to the April edition of the Town of Kent ZBA. And before we begin, I'd like to have you all rise, please, and join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance to our country. I pledge allegiance to
The flag
of the United
States
of
of America,
and to the
to the
republic
republic
for which
for
it
which it stands,
one
one
nation,
nation,
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen.
Thank you. Okay, I'd like to welcome you all, as I said, to the April edition. And the first application up for review is Ivanka Sarek, 42 Drewville Road, Holmes, New York. Are you on, Miss Sarek? You're muted. Can't hear you. You're muted.
Muted. Sorry about that. It's Drew Road, D-R-E-W.
That's okay, not a problem. Okay, Ms. Sarek, why don't you tell us why you're here this evening?
I'm here for a variance for my shed, 33 feet. Shed is 14 by 19 feet.
Okay, as you are aware, we have been out to your residence and we had an opportunity to check out the location where your shed
Yes, it was on
erected.
April 11.
I'm sorry?
Yes, it was on April 11.
Right. So at this juncture, I'm going to open it up to members of the board. Are there any comments regarding this application?
No?
Nice.
Okay, there being none, can I have a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
All right, before we, do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Ms. Sarah, follow up with Bill Walters in his department, in the building department, okay?
Bill Walkers?
Bill Walters,
Oh, Bill Walters. Okay, cool.
okay?
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'm pretty Jen.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Next item up is Matthew Sagestrand, 172 Longfellow Drive, Carmel. I hope I did not mispronounce your last name too bad, Mr. Sagestrand.
No, you did good.
Okay, great. Why don't you tell us why you're here this evening?
So I'm here to apply for the variance for to put in above ground pool due to the distance to the property line in the house.
Okay. At this juncture, I'll open it up to the board for any commentary.
No, I had nothing on that. It looked fine. We saw the boundary where it was. Just no jumping off the deck.
Yeah.
No problem.
Any other board member have any comments? Okay, now I see, okay, well, she signed off, so, okay. That said, do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Joe, do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Who seconded? Brett?
Travis?
Oh, Travis, all right. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, you can follow up with Bill Walters at the, at the building department.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too.
Okay, next item on the agenda is Kevin Carbon. Carbon, correct.
How's it going?
How are you? Why don't you tell us why you're here this evening?
Yep, I'm applying for a variance for a 12 by 16 shed in the backyard.
Okay, we were out to your place. We took a look at the area. I'll open it up for comments to board members. Any comment? Okay, there being none, do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, Brett, do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you, sir. You can follow up with Mr. Walters at the building department.
All right, thank you, everyone. Appreciate it.
Good night.
You too.
Okay, next item up on the agenda is the Carmel Central School District. Who is here representing? Anyone here representing Carmel Central School District?
Somebody looks like they raised their hand. Megan Platania,
I have,
but it's muted.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you now.
Now.
Are you representing the school?
Yes, I am.
okay, so why don't you tell us why you're here tonight?
I'm actually the 10th Elementary School PTO president, and I'm working alongside John Weesey and Eric Stark to have a new sign put in at Kent Elementary and Kent Primary School. It would be a sign that's 4 feet by 8 feet.
Okay. We are quite familiar with the signage and the issues concerning same at the schools. I'm going to open it up to the board members for any commentary.
Is that going to be for both signs or just the one?
There's going to be 2 separate signs, one for each school, but they will be identical.
And the features that were mentioned last time are identical as well for those, where they can turn off the lower the brightness, etc.
Yes, you can set them on an automatic dimmer, so they will get more dim, toward the evening hours when the cars will be passing by and the LED lights can be kind of intrusive. But yes, they can set that on an auto dimming feature.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, if there's no further commentary, do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, Brett, do I have a second?
I'll second that
I'll
motion.
second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you very much. Ms. Plantania, you can have the district follow up with Bill Walters at the building department.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Hey, Gordon, just on a side note, where you put down approve on the bottom of the application, just indicate both schools.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Okay, is there anyone else, any other applications, any other commentary? I see the Geyers are on.
Yes, we're making commentary. I'm not sure if it went already. I thought it was the 4th item on the board for the Gallaghers.
Okay, Tracy Gallagher, she was requesting a side variance for a pre-existing pool and deck, correct?
Correct.
Okay,
And a rear variance.
okay, go ahead, please.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, so my name is Marissa Geyer. I'm an attorney with Fulshetti Law Office. I'm here representing myself and my husband, Ian Geyer. We are the owners of 67 Huguenot Road, which is the property in the rear of Miss Gallagher's house. I would like to express some safety concerns with regard to the pool and the pool deck. Miss Gallagher is requesting a 0-foot variance. The pool deck is already abutting up against our fence. So my concern here is that our fence can be climbed like a ladder. The building inspector, when he came out to inspect for a violation, which started this whole thing, actually took the photos of Miss Gallagher's property by climbing the fence. You can see it can be easily climbed like a ladder. So right now, they're essentially using our fence as a structure, as part of the structure for the deck. So my concern is that a small child, we're starting a family, we have nieces and nephews, could climb up the fence and go immediately over and land on the pool deck, because there's literally now like 1 inch between, because they took a Sawzall and, cut the ends of the wood. But a child could go over onto the deck and then, either go into the pool intentionally or fall into the pool. And I don't need to tell you this, but the whole purpose of the town code with regard to pools and pool decks is to prevent drownings. So, a 0-foot variance is essentially unheard of. I went back 2 years worth of board decisions. A 0-foot variance in this type of situation has never been granted. In fact, pools and pool decks variances for same have been denied in much less circumstances where they're seeking, a 4-foot or a 6-foot variance or something like that. A 0-foot variance is essentially unheard of. If you'd like me to go through all the factors that the board must apply for the balancing test, I'd be happy to do so.
No, that's not necessary. It's not necessary at all. Bill, do you have any commentary on this?
I do not. It's that's one of the reasons why the permit was denied and allowed them the appeal process to come to the ZBA.
Okay, this was pre-existing, this is a pre-existing non-conforming arrangement, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
The deck is relatively a new item.
All right. We are in a strange situation here because a vote was already taken on this matter, and
It was?
I was unaware of a vote on this matter.
No, I don't think this one came up.
It was supposed to be number 4 on the agenda, right before the Carmel.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'm playing 2 roles tonight. I'm taking minutes and I'm also doing this, so my apologies.
No problem. I was worried we missed it. We had some technical difficulty getting on.
And as far as existing structure, the structure is less than a year old. It's on a temporary footing. It's 36 inches off the ground, if not more. So essentially,
you can see it's new wood.
The platform that you would be standing on around
new.
the pool deck would make you waist height of my 6-foot fence.
Your
so now,
fence is actually 7.5 feet tall. I measured it, so that is not in compliance.
well,
I understand that the town has a rule that we don't
maybe
need.
on your grade, on my grade, it's not. So the grade changes back there.
All right.
Am I allowed to speak on any of this or no?
I think,
Excuse me, you can have one at a time speaking only. I'm sorry, guys.
Sure.
Gordon, it's Ron. I would suggest at this point, giving Mrs. Gallagher the opportunity to express why she's here.
Okay, I just didn't want to overspeak anybody. Yes, the pool was put in roughly 15 years ago, which is before Marissa and Ian had moved in. At that time, I spoke to Julie Butler's office, and at the time, as long as the pool was under 5,000 gallons, according to the town of Kent, again, at that time, there was not any requirement or need for a building permit or anything of the sort. I know Mrs. Butler is no longer there. I also understand that rules have changed. We were going by what we were told when that was put in. There was a deck installed at that time, yes. It was redone this past summer to secure it up because the retaining wall that was there was starting to come down, so we redid it. There is poured footings. You're welcome to climb underneath it and see those if you would like to, but they are poured footings. They're roughly 4 to 6 feet poured into the ground. I don't remember the exact amount at this time. The deck was shortened up, yes, because they said that it was leaning against their fence and causing their fence to collapse. There was,
just as a note.
Okay,
can I continue speaking?
yes, you can.
That was shortened up, yes. I do have those communications with them where I have sent photos to them that it was shortened up. There was never pushing against their deck at that, or excuse me, against the fence at the time. I can't tell you what was causing potentially for the fence to shift. Could be the 150-pound tree next door leaning against it. Could be the regrading of the lawn there. I don't know. I can't tell you what is happening on their side of the fence. I don't see anything happening. I haven't gone into their property to look at that. There was about a 1/2 inch space that is now probably 2 to 3 inches of space. Again, I don't remember what it is at this time. I could go out and measure that. I know you gentlemen all saw that when you came out. The reason why we had put that deck, or excuse me, that pool and stuff in 15 years ago, we have 2, now 3 family members that are allergic to the lake, can't swim with the seaweed and are allergic to algae. I can get you doctor's notes to provide that as well. We also have a son that is on the spectrum that uses the pool in the summer for his therapies. So there's a fence securing all the way around it. If the fence is an issue of somebody climbing that, we didn't install that. The Greers installed that fence. So they essentially put a ladder in if they're concerned about somebody climbing that fence. My children have never once climbed that fence. I can tell you that myself. We didn't put that fence in. So we put in the black fencing, safety fencing all the way around that was within code. And it has locks, it has everything that's needs to be within code for it.
Okay.
If I may, the fence, it's not violating code in the design. It's your deck that's violating code. So just because your 6 children have never climbed the fence, we have 2 and 3-year-old nieces and nephews that perhaps aren't as aware of the dangers. And I'm sorry that that's what your kids use the pool for, and we have no issue with the pool, but you don't get to just make up your own rules. I mean, the deck is on temporary footings, first of all. Maybe you poured footings after you got a violation.
No, it's not.
Nope, the poured footings are underneath the main part of the deck.
The footings that are, I can see the footings. The footings from the
Please
deck
keep your
are,
comments towards the board, guys. Thank
Hey,
you.
ladies and gentlemen, please.
Yes. There are poured footings, yes, on the main part of the deck, which is secured. There are poured footings and they are attached to the retaining walls. Again, I can climb under there and take pictures if you'd like me to, but you cannot see those from the
the
naked.
ledger is sitting on what I would call an elephant foot.
I have
and
a
it's
photo of it.
basically, it sits on top of the grate, and a 4x4 will sit on top of it. I mean, we've all seen them at Home Depot. That's what they are.
Okay.
You know,
Okay, we've heard it. Okay. What we do know is that at the time the pool was installed, the homeowner did make a good faith effort to check local laws before the pool was installed. However, there were other factors involved. I understand there's, the state has their guidelines, the town had their guidelines. With this in mind, I was not familiar with the construction of the fence. I really was looking at the pool when I went out to that site. I'll open it up to other board members for commentary.
Yeah, I'll take a moment if you don't mind, Gordon. When we looked at the site, I will say I have a couple of concerns, even though I know you say at the time there was a contradiction, so you didn't need a building permit for the pool. There were still setback guidelines, which you didn't adhere to. So, and in looking at the pool, I didn't see it didn't look safe at this time. Now, I don't know how old the pool is. I know it looks like it's leaning more toward one side, and the deck, it almost looked like it was 2 sections, like I don't know, like it was almost separating.
Yes, there are definitely 2 sections to the deck. There is a step down and there is an upper deck, yes.
Yeah. And I guess, again, my main concern is, even though you didn't need a building permit at the time, let's say, due to the issue, which was being addressed from what I understand, there were still setback requirements which weren't adhered to. So for that reason, I am not approving this permit.
Okay.
Gordon, that's all I have to say.
All right, thank you, Ron. Any other board member wish to comment on this matter? No other board member. Okay. Do I have a motion to approve this permit? Let the record show that there is no motion to approve the permit, and therefore the permit is denied.
Thank you. I would like to know who I need to speak to then with the building inspector about the non-variance and building permit for that fence that is over 6 feet tall in several locations, including the section that was built last summer.
Yeah, Ms. Gallagher, I understand your frustration. You can follow up with the code enforcement officer. You can follow
Will
up with
do.
Walter's office. Bill, can you offer any additional?
Tracy, my next call will be to the health department for the 8 people you have living in a 2-bedroom. So
Yeah,
We're not a 2-bedroom house.
that's it.
Not for this
It's not
call.
a 2-bedroom. You're welcome to check the MLS. It is not.
okay.
For this quorum, please.
Mrs. Gallagher, you can get
Yes.
all of Bill Looney.
Okay.
I
He's
did
the,
pull that fence line off, about 1.5 feet off that existing fence that was there. You know, if a survey needs to be done, that's fine. But, you know.
Okay, so
Whatever.
what is my next step now to be in compliance? I want to make sure I'm following what the procedure needs to be. Should I call you tomorrow, Mr. Walters,
yeah,
and go over that?
give us a call tomorrow. We can,
Okay.
we can talk about what needs to be done.
Okay, will do.
Very good.
All right, thank you all.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Is there anything else before the board? Nothing? Okay. With that, I did my best to maintain the minutes. I'll get them over to Vera. And do I have a motion to close?
You have to approve last month's minutes, Gordon, sorry.
I do not know. I need Vera here. She would know if we have to approve last month's minutes. We can do that at the next meeting.
Okay,
Okay, when Vera's back, I hope she's okay. You know, she's usually at these meetings. But we'll hold off on approving the minutes from last month until the May meeting. Okay, with that, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion to adjourn.
Okay,
Second.
Ron and Joe adjourn. All right, gentlemen, have a good night.
Good night.
Good night,
Take
guys.
care,
Have a
everybody.
great night, guys.
Enjoy.